We are on a nice Sunday, God's day. But even today, they say Sunday, God is supposed to rest. But I just can't seem to get any things on my mind. As I'm back in the square, the notorious square, government building, club space. So, I mean, it really baffles me about this building right here. It's a very old Romanian government building. In this particular space right here, before they passed it over to Nicăgaru, government officials and black ops guys would bring women here to be sold and traded for people coming in town, and it was the birth of the female cartel. So this was pre-Nicăgaru. So now it's a club, and you have fashion TV like right there. So it's just one happy big business. Everyone's involved. It's kind of sick and twisted. I mean, you got space. This space used to be where they would bring women and sell them and across the country, and then Nicu came and the government gave him this space. And so then some Polish guys said, hey, we like smuggling women and we like fashion. So they started fashion TV. Started in Poland. So it's mighty convenient how they have everything like nice and neat. The wonderful female cartel, yeah. And I just had a brush from, almost getting locked up from the American Consulate because of the footage I was taking. But fortunately, I know all about fashion TV and Levi Moranu and Nicăgaru and all of their shit. So even the cops, the security guards, couldn't fuck with me because I know too much about their industry. So, I mean, you don't have to believe me. I'll upload this footage and show you that, I know what I'm talking about. Because once I turned the cameras off and started talking to the cops about, it's funny how everybody knows about Nicăgaru. Every Romanian knows. But nothing happens. And I would just like to say this to every Romanian man. Shame on you for not giving a shit about your sisters. Shame on you for what you do to women and what you allow these so-called, I don't even call them men, what they do to your own sisters. I mean, do you not have a mother, a girlfriend, a daughter, a lover? And, they send them to space and fashion TV and make some money. Don't you care? It's pretty twisted. And everybody wants to be a model. So I don't get it. I mean, is this like one of the most heartless countries in the world? I mean, where they have some of the most beautiful, intelligent women, and they say you can be a model. Let's go to Club Space, or let's go to the Mission, or let's go to the living room, or let's go to, Buffalo Steakhouse. I just don't get it. I mean, at nights I can't sleep because I just don't understand how the men, especially, they know and they don't do anything. And this is all I can do with my camera and try to bring my girlfriend some justice, because I used to work with, one of their smugglers, Tom Boxer, and, he owns half of Volcanic Records and also did a lot of stuff with fashion TV, and he smuggles women. I found that out. That's what happened to my girl. So I just don't get it. So not much money to my name, nothing to my name, because these motherfuckers then, shut me out of my so-called music industry when they run it, and they're not talented. They're some of the sorriest, most pathetic DJs and musicians and entertainers I've ever seen. All they do is, oh, she's a dancer, oh, she's with me, oh, she's a model, and no, she's with Fashion TV. But ultimately, she is just a prostitute, and they gotta really make some money. This is Romania. This is Club Space. And I rub it in your face. I mean, everybody knows about Mr. Claw, Mr. Nikageru. Does everyone know that, he owns Fashion TV? Does everyone know you can turn on the black market and there it is right in front of your face and see the beautiful Romanian ladies, and he still smuggles women, children, and babies. And they still support clubs like Club Space because it's open. And it's sad. It's really, really, really sad. And people don't see how deep the corruption goes, and it's right across the street from a wonderful government building. And Costa Coffee, is that Colombian? I wonder, are they involved too? It's all money laundering operations. I mean, let me explain to you how much they make off a woman. See this Jaguar? This Jaguar right here, with the Fashion TV logo. Now, it was probably bought off probably one woman. Because, 30 grand, couple of months whoring, and then after, when they finish, they sell her for organs. And there's your car and nice apartment. Of one woman. One beautiful Romanian woman that no one gives a shit about and no one will ever see again. There she is. A car. A soul lost. This is Romania, and this is what they do. Now, when I walk further down here, let me bring your attention to the pyramid. The Freemason pyramid that's in front of the government building, and everyone's wondering, why can't they touch Nikageru? Well, let me just show it to you once again. Now, that building over there, Club Space, used to be owned by this government building. And again, let me remind you, this is where they used to bring the women and young girls to be sold on the black market during Ceausescu's time, before Nicu got into it. Now, right here you see Egyptology and Christianity mixed. And I want to bring your attention to Egyptology, and it was actually a slave state. The birth of a slave state. And with the cross on the pyramid. So this is Freemasons, and I don't understand what the pyramid has to do with Christ. I know Moses was raised as a pharaoh, but there's nothing about Moses here. There's just a cross. Now, when you go here, I see this turnaround, and I see this figure that looks like a claw. Thus, Nikageru in Fashion TV, his nickname is the Claw. And then, if you stand right here from the pyramid, you notice the obelisk shoved through the pineal gland, the third eye, Masonic. Now, let's give the Masons a name, the Freemasons a name, the Paracelsus group. The witches, the warlocks, the ones that really love, doing things to children, the sick, twisted ones. Paracelsus group. That is the Freemason group. And I'm sure they had their hand in all of this design. And this is one big happy family that's into diabolically screwing up the lives of women and children. Now, I would like to bring your attention to something that I just found out about, my ancestry and the Indian ancestry in New Mexico, because I am an Afro-American Olmec Indian, and the Dulce base in New Mexico, with all its experimentation on kids. And most of the kids that come up missing probably end up there. Why? Well, if they're Romanian, they're very smart, very beautiful, very intelligent, and they're not so polluted. Because the air here and the people eat pretty healthy. So their kids are worth a lot on the black market. So in Dulce base, they like the untainted. They like the pure. That's what the Paracelsus group love. So I'm sure that a lot of them end up there. Maybe my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, my ex-wife, the child of my mother is there. So if any Romanians are looking for your kids, hey, that place they say doesn't exist. Just like they say Freemasons don't exist. Not really. But here you go, you have Christianity and Freemasonry combined. You have an Egyptian obelisk with a pineal gland. It's your third eye. And then you have a statue with a claw. It looks like a claw to me. Right next door to BRD and Fashion TV and Club Space. Now maybe I'm just crazy, or this is how the Freemasons, Paracelsus group, Illuminati, rub it in everyone's face to show them that how much power they truthfully have over the people. Because truthfully, it's evil. So this is Zacchaeus, black man, talking about it, and this is how I bring myself some peace and some justice, because I'm sick of people not seeing the truth, even if they don't want to see it, even if no one watches this. I know God hears me and sees me. Thank you for your time. Be blessed. Square, the notorious Square, government building, Club Space. So, I mean, it really baffles me about this building right here. It's a very old Romanian government building. In this particular space right here, before they passed it over to Nikagaru, I mean, you got space. This space used to be where they would bring women and sell them and across the country, and then Niku came and the government gave him this space. And so then some Polish guys said, hey, we like smuggling women and we like fashion. So they started Fashion TV. Started in Poland. So as mighty government officials and black ops guys would bring women here to be sold and traded for people coming in town, and it was the birth of the female cartel. So this was pre-Nikagaru. So now it's a club, and you have Fashion TV like right there. So it's just one happy big business. Everyone's involved. It's kind of sick and twisted. Here we are on a nice Sunday, God's day. But even today, they say Sunday, God is supposed to rest. But I just can't seem to get any things on my mind. I'm back in the convenient how they have everything like nice and neat. The wonderful female cartel, yeah, and I just had a brush from, almost getting locked up from the American Consulate because of the footage I was taking. But fortunately, I know all about Fashion TV and Levi Moranu and Nika Garu and all of their shit. So even the cops, the security guards,